Hey guys, this is Sheldon Bird. So before I start, I just want to say there's like a shimmer right here. Hold on. See, right around there. It'll show up eventually. That's because my screen is cracked and one of the cracks is on the edge of the camera, so you're going to be seeing that. Just on a walk here, somewhere in Florida, and today I want to talk to you about something that's really close to my heart, and that's the way music makes us feel, the way art makes us feel, and how it changes our minds and how it changes our hearts, change our heart. I've been playing music since I've been singing since I was 2, and I've been playing music since I was about 11, 10-ish. So I've had quite a lot of experience, making music, playing music, and hearing music, and watching my family play music. And so it's just been all around, and it's really got me thinking, why is it so special, and why does it alter feelings, And one thing that really sticks out to me is the studies by Dr. Emoto, and he talks about one of his famous experiments is getting 3 jars of rice, and you put water in those rice, and on the label of the first one you write something like "I love you" or something positive. That's the positive rice. And then on the middle one you don't do anything, and on the third one, you write something like "I hate you" or "You suck." The negative rice. And that is what you go over to that. Hold on. So I just realized the road I was walking in was someone's driveway, so I'm turning around. Hi, chickens. But anyway, so what I was saying is that they would take these 3 jars of rice, and every day you could go up to the positive rice and just send it like it's a person, like, "Oh, I love you, rice, you're so good." And then the negative rice, you just start cursing at it and insulting it, and you get the point. Then the one where it's not labeled or anything, you just ignore it. And the interesting thing was that the positive rice over time didn't rot as fast. It still got mold on it, but it wasn't nearly as much as the negative rice, and not as much as the do nothing rice. So, having that as a background, what's the human body made out of? Well, it's made out of a lot of stuff, and one of the most important things of all that is water. And so we each have water in our cells, in our brains, in our eyes. There's even water in the technology you're watching this on right now. So, oh, there's cars coming. Yeah, a truck just passed. But anyway, so we have water. We are water. I mean, more than half of us is water. More than half of people are made of more than half water. So, that means we really got to pay attention to what that water is doing. Someone saying "I love you" every single day is going to make you rot slower. You know what I mean? It sustains life. It keeps the energy flowing. Because mold only shows up when energy stops. So, anyway, to get more to the point, tones have a way of working with water. They're like linked so intuitively, so intimately. There's this thing called Cymatics, where you get some type of medium, like let's say you get a plate, like a big steel square plate, and you put some like sand or something on it, and then you play it with a bow, and it'll create these geometries, and it's really cool. And so another thing you can do is you can get like a dish and put water in it and then play tones through it, and you'll get very similar if not more accurate. So as a somatic image is built by a sound, these geometries form based off of the size of the medium, the shape of the medium. So instead of having like a circular dish or a square dish, you have a human body that's shaped like a human body. And the music you listen to alters the water inside each of your cells on a very subtle level. Unless you're at a concert, then it's really intense. I don't know if I'd recommend that, because some of those frequencies are not too good for your body, but that's beside the point. So the coolest thing that I think about music and how it affects people is something that the good doctor AR Bordon calls psychophysiology. And that's basically a really fancy sciencey term for how the mind affects the body and how the body affects the mind, how they operate as one. So if you're really happy, your body's gonna go into this like mode where it's like, oh yes, let's do something, I am ready to exercise. Whereas if you're depressed or angry, let's say you're angry and you're like, oh fuck, so like that causes your muscles to tense up, like, oh shit, I gotta survive. This is survival mode. So that's your psychophysiology, and music definitely affects that, especially movies. So when you listen to a really calm, pretty song, your body is gonna match it, because we're designed like that. We're empathetic. Humans are naturally empathetic, and everyone has it, whether they know it or not. And this empathy, follows everything. If you watch video compilations of people getting hurt, people are like, ooh, and some people laugh. It's just different levels of empathy, So in terms of psychophysiology, meaning the way sound makes you feel, just messing with that. The way sound makes you feel is very important. I'm turning around. So basically, that means the music you listen to is directly correlated with the energy that you like feeling, or it links to something else always, because we're not exactly in time always. Time is really just a good structure for us to follow. So if you become more and more aware that what you listen to affects the way you feel, you may become more cognizant of what's going on. Like why are you so attracted to metal music when it makes you feel angry and intense? And well, maybe you like fire. Maybe fire is your element, and you like the idea of fast movement and change and transformation and destroying the old. Whereas if you like really calm music, maybe you're connected with earth, or even more air. Sometimes you like metal music because you got an attachment. You got some sort of shadow dude hanging on your left shoulder being like, hey, listen to that thing again. Or maybe it's an angel, like, you gotta let off some steam, not on other people, but just like, here, listen to this song. Everyone's a unique person, and there's no blanket statement that can really accurately describe everyone, except for a few blanket statements like we're all one, and we all have the right to our creation, But other than that, Alright, let's talk about past lives, because I know you're all thinking about it. I know you're not all thinking about it, but the interesting thing about past lives is that they influence the way you listen and enjoy music. And movies too, because that's probably even more powerful if you use visual and music at the same time. So it's really cool to see that people are connecting to their past lives and they don't even know it. I know someone, she was a teacher of mine, and she was absolutely in love with the 20s, and would always listen to their music, and she just kept saying like, I feel like I was born in the wrong era, like I'm so into swing music and stuff. That's evidence of a past life, like our past lives influence our present life, but at the same time, our present life affects our past lives. So, that's beside the point. What I actually want to talk about is you. You know, how are you? What are you doing? You have past lives and you have a lot of experience on this planet. So that means that you're naturally inclined to like certain styles of music that link back to certain things. So let me show you guys where I'm at, because this is really nice. So yeah, this is in the backyard of where I'm staying. Check it out. Yeah. Florida. It's good. It's peaceful. So, yeah, the music you're attracted to is linked to your past lives and your past experiences. We've all been listeners of music, and most of us have been composers or musicians, you know. So music is so linked to the human culture, you know, the human species itself, because these customs are actually a lot more ancient than we think. You know, you could take it back to Atlantis, you know, you could take it back to the Anunnaki, the Pleiadians, the Syrian people, who are very tribal in nature, and yeah, the Arcturians. So if you weren't already aware, this is the part where you gotta have an open mind and just listen if you want. But here we go. So what's going on here? Well, human beings were essentially groomed, created to become what we are today. We used to have our own independent set of DNA, but then there was a merging, a marriage between a lot of different species and our DNA. And one of them was the Anunnaki. Another one was what we call the reptilians. There's a lot of different kinds of reptilians, so you got to figure out which one. And some people from Sirius, they had a lot to do with it as well. They designed our reproductive systems and a few other things in the body, certain glands, certain systems in the body. You know, if you trip over, your hand's gonna like reach out in front of you so you don't like break your neck, because that's really important for some reason. So this set of programming enables us to, like, you know, if you hear thunder, whoa, you start running. You know, that's a program inside of us. So like there's certain sounds that were designed in our programming to make us react in a certain way for our survival. But the cool thing about that is we've evolved past just survival. Now we're doing a combination of survival and exploration, and then eventually, once we get our shit together, we're gonna start doing the just exploration. You know, survival won't be an issue. But because we're in the middle grounds, you know, the awkward teenage phase of those two states, that means that our music is going to reflect a lot of these programs. Meaning, you've hopefully heard dubstep. Or you've heard an epic movie where it's like, yeah, like all this music, like it takes advantage of that programming and it hacks it. So this programming that was put into us has been unfortunately hacked by a lot of people who like to manipulate people. You know who I'm talking about. And it's unfortunate because it's sacred programming. It's like, you know, it's really sacred that we can live without having to constantly think about the things that we don't think about, like breathing or our heart rate or something like that. You know, we can live our life and not have to worry about that. That being said, once you learn those tricks, you can really understand where are the fun spots they're poking at. You know, like the brain has these fun spots where we like to, you know, make them explode because it's like life exploded in. where are the places that you need to go to make something happen? And the manipulator type people who do their thing know where these spots are, and they do things to them. So what you got to do, what I recommend you do, is learn what's going on, what pieces are they doing, and learn the importance of those parts. For example, empathy. I've seen some pretty good films where they know how to make tension. They know how to make things seem like the stakes are so high. This trick is empathy. You know, people feel like they're in it. That's immersion. You know, that's taking advantage of the natural feeling of being connected with something or someone. So I know I didn't cover everything, and if I did, I wouldn't believe that I did, because there's so much to cover of this type of topic. You know, sound is almost as fundamental as light to our reality, and the more you begin to understand that, the more you can begin to appreciate everything that happens, you know, even the bullshit. Because watch this. Yeah, because all you gotta do is find a way through it, and then it's not bullshit. It's just an example of what you're not. It's an example of something that doesn't make sense in a world that makes sense. You know, it's nice to have a reminder once in a while. So, yeah. So, thanks for watching, and you know, it was nice walking with you guys, and see you next time.